Hello, here in this video, we're going to be looking at week 22 skills practice page. We're going to start off with page 1. Now, this page is what I call division prison. That's not an official term, but you can see that all of our numerators are being trapped, right? They're all being divided by a number. So we're going to want to go through and talk about how to solve these types of equations. Now, before I can do anything with this 3x plus 4, which I can recognize as a two-step equation, we're going to need to get rid of the fact that we are being divided by a negative 4. This is why I call these division prison, because we're stuck, right? We're being divided by a number before we can do anything. So in order to solve these, all we have to do is think about the opposite of dividing by negative 4 is multiplying by negative 4. So if I do that on both sides, it's going to help us clear this fraction. And then on this side, I still also need to multiply by the negative 4 because what we do to one side, we must also do to the other. All right, and this is what we'll have left over. So once we clear our fraction, all we have left is a two-step equation. So I'll take care of my addition and subtraction first, and then I'll take care of my division. Alright, so there's us taking care of the addition and subtraction. Now I'll just divide both sides by 3, and we'll reach our final answer. Alright, and because the 24 divided by the 3 gives us that 8 is equal to x. Alright, now the good news is page 2 is going to be the same types of problems. Alright, it's more division prison, so we'll pick another one, talk about the steps. Here, if I'm looking at number 6, we see the same situation coming on. I'm going to have to multiply both sides by 7 to get our fraction clear. So this will leave us with a 5x minus 8 is equal to a 7. Once we have it here, we can solve our two-step equation by taking care of our addition and subtraction first, and then taking care of our division. And there we go. We can go through and see the steps to reach our proper answer right there. Now, page 3 is going to be about some inequalities, right? Solving two-step inequalities. And the key thing to remember, if we multiply or divide by a negative number, our inequality must change signs. I'll write that down here for us. There, if we multiply or divide by a negative number, our inequality must change directions. Right, so one that's of similar type that we just looked at, if we go down here to number 8, we'll see it looks just like a division prison problem. And now there's an inequality. Remember, if we can solve an equation, we can solve an inequality. So the first step on this one's going to be to multiply both sides by a negative 2. Right, but since we multiplied both sides by a negative number, I'm still going to do the same steps as I did on the other pages, but my inequality must change direction. So notice how we did the same steps, but now my inequality went from facing to the right to facing to the left. And then now we just finish solving this equation like normal. I'll add a 3 to both sides. And we'll get that negative 7 is greater than or equal to Rx. Now remember on that, anytime we have to multiply or divide by a negative number. And on this problem, when we eventually divide by the negative 2, don't forget to change your inequality. Alright, so here on page 4, this is graphing linear equations. So let me get us set up here with the notes and help us be successful. Alright, our m is going to be our slope. It's our rise over run. Our b is going to be our y-intercept. And that's where we start. This is always where we want to start. So let's look all the way down here to number 7. All right, my y-intercept I can see is a positive 4. So I'm going to go to my y-axis and start at 4. Now for my slope, I need to go down 7, because the negative signs tell me to go down 7, and then I'm going to go to the right 3. That's my rise over run. Down 7 to the right 3. Alright, once I get those coordinate points, I can use a straight edge and connect my line. And make sure we put arrows on the ends of those lines, just like that. And draw a nice full line. Don't just barely connect the coordinate points. The lines keep going forever and ever, so draw that onto your page.